I think we have 3 zones. Okay, so we've got our comfort zone. So I think of them as 3 circles. So in the middle, we've got our comfort zone. So I'm not holding up very well, about like that. That's where, everything's fine. Certainly on the surface, everything's sort of fine. We're quite comfortable, funnily enough. We're quite happy there. And then outside of that, we've got what I call our stretch zone. Okay, and that's where you come out of the front door. That's where you press go live. Okay, that's our stretch zone. And then we've got our impossible zone. Okay, so what I mean by that is it's only impossible for now. To give you an example of that is when I was back in December, I couldn't have gone live to 50,000 people, knowing 50,000 people would have been watching. I wouldn't have a problem with that today, but back in December, I couldn't have done that. So it was impossible at that time. Okay, so that was out in the impossible zone. So what I would suggest is anything that you're trying to do, anything that you want to do, and don't use the word try, because try means you're not doing it. You try and open a door, and it means you haven't opened the door, right? So anything that you want to do, start in your stretch zone. And if so, I'm going to use a weight analogy now. I'm not an expert on weight loss, but I'm going to use a weight analogy just because it makes it a bit clearer. If you want to lose 10 stone in weight, okay, I don't know what that equates to in kilos, but say 100 kilos, I don't know, that's too much, 50 kilos in weight, whatever it is, I don't know, can't do the comparison, but let's use stones and pounds. If you want to lose 10 stone in weight, and you can think, right, I'm going to lose 10 stone in a week. So where would you put that on that little 3 circles? I think most people will probably put that in the impossible zone, unless you're sort of chopping your arms and legs off and things. So what you can do then is you just wind it back. So you just wind it back. So what about 9 stone in a week? So, oh, no, that's still impossible. 8 stone, no, still impossible. 7, 6, no. Okay, what about a stone in a week? Not really. What about 7 pounds in a week? Well, that's getting now, we're sort of talking about possible there, but it's still too much of a stretch out of my comfort zone. Okay, let's bring it back down. What about half a pound? Oh no, that's way in my comfort zone. I can do that easily. Okay, bring it back out again. Bring it back out. 2 pounds in a week. Yeah, that's a stretch for me, but it's not impossible. Okay, work there. And what happens is when you lose that 2 pounds, then your comfort zone expands because now you know you can lose 2 pounds in a week. So now maybe your stretch zone is like 3 pounds in a week. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's the way to use it. Use it as a sliding scale. And you can do that with absolutely anything. You can do it with going online. You can do it with creating a podcast. You can do it with anything. I haven't found anything yet that you can't use that method with. And by the way, the impossible zone shrinks in as well. So what seemed impossible becomes more possible as you go through. And the other thing, actually, I must just mention this because it's important, is that if you just work in the comfort zone, what also tends to happen is that shrinks. That's really important because you don't want that to happen. Or you will just end up laying in bed. But when we come out of our comfort zones, we realize what we can really do. And it's only the fear and the thinking that often holds us back.
Let your light shine. Help others find their way out of the darkness. Extraordinarily inspiring stories from ordinary people like you and I. I believe we are all extraordinary, yet we're all ordinary. Let your light shine.